Welcome back to the breakup cheat sheet. I am so thrilled that you made it to part 6. You guys, we are halfway through this. So number 6, eliminate the things that stress you out. I'm going to be real with you. For me, that was alcohol. That was staying out late. That was talking to certain people. When I was in my relationship, I drank way too much alcohol because my partner drank way too much alcohol, and I didn't want to face what my body was telling me. The entire time it was telling me that this relationship was unsafe, and so I had to drink when I was around him to numb those feelings. I also drank before I met him because I was going through a lot of big life changes. I had gone through a divorce. I was looking at the breakup of my family. I had left my lifelong religion and I drank too much. And I went out with my girlfriends as really a rite of passage. I was never able to be an adolescent because religion really stole that experience from me. And so it was a natural part of my growing up. I had to go through a period where I was wild and I went out with friends and we drank too much. But when I started to go through this breakup process, the pain was so visceral and intense that I realized when I would go out with friends and try to repeat all the things I had done before to feel okay, it would send me into a spiral. And that was when I would break the no contact. That's when I would send drunk texts. But worse than that, that was when I would cry myself to sleep all night and wake up and want to die, was because I was drinking alcohol. And when you wake up in the morning from a late night out partying, those dynorphins flood your body. It is a biological response, and that is why you want to die when you wake up with a hangover, because of the dynorphins. And I just knew that I could not afford to rewound myself. I was already so wounded from the relationship. I was so wounded from the final discards that were perpetuated on me by my partner that I could not rewound myself with the dynorphins, and I couldn't go out and do things that I was going to feel guilty about the next day or have an extra amount of shame. I was already drowning in shame and pain. And so for me, that was cutting alcohol out. It is for you to decide what is the thing that you do that just sends you over the edge, and that's the thing you need to cut out. Be honest with yourself. Remember, step 5, we're being honest with ourselves. What is the thing? Maybe it's intimacy, casual intimacy. Maybe it's food. Maybe it's, I don't know. There are so many things that we do to distract ourselves. I will say though, going back to step 1, make a promise that you will be gentle with yourself over this process. If you go out and you have a little bit too much to drink and you're crying into your drink and you're up all night and you wake up the next morning and you feel stressed and you feel shame, do not shame yourself. We are being radically easy on ourselves and good to ourselves right now. We are being gentle. We just got out of a situation where we were beaten down. We're not doing that anymore. We're being gentle with ourselves. So do what you need to do to create a safe environment around you of healing, and you're not rewounding yourself. But if you're not perfect, we are not beating ourselves up over that. Number 2, safely guard your healing no matter the cost. I'm going to share a story. I just went on a trip with a good friend. I hadn't seen her in quite a while. She herself was going through a hard time, but we had a lot of things that we really bonded on and that we shared in our trauma, and that I really felt safe with her. We went out to a different city for the weekend. We shared a hotel room. And the 3 nights that we were there, we had some plans. We were going to go out on the town. We were going to get dressed up, go drink. I was going to have a drink or two. So we would go to the bars. The first night we were there, we went out, and I had 1 drink because I wanted to have a good time with her and I wanted to unwind, but I didn't want to get to the point where I was drinking so much that, see the first part of this. And, she was drinking a lot more than me. And that was okay. I didn't care. She wasn't going through the same thing as me. And so just to each his own. But then the next day we went out on the river and, we had more substances. It's just part of a fun day out on the river. And she had a lot more than me. And so I was pretty sober during the entire weekend because I was safely guarding my healing. And I was not about to abuse any substance for the sake of fun, because I know that for me, I'm in such a vulnerable position that it will just push me over the edge. So even though it was a little uncomfortable at times and I could tell she wanted me to loosen up a little bit more, I just was I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to no matter the cost, I'm safely guarding my healing. So then second to last night we were there, we went out again to dinner and I had 1 drink. And then we got back to the hotel room and we were going to invite some people over that we had met. And she ended up leaving with one of these people and drinking throughout the night and some other things. And so she was inebriated. I was not. I was trying to go to sleep. I was really wanting to go to bed early because, again, I'm safely guarding my healing. And I'm sure from her perspective, I was just this fuddy-duddy, boring person to be on a trip with. She wanted somebody to party with all night. She wanted somebody that was going to get wasted with her. And I just was not going to do it. And I didn't care about any pressure that I was getting from her, which, there was a little bit, but like, a lot of it was like self-imposed pressure, but I just would not relent. I was safely guarding my healing. Well, she wanted to bring back a man that man that she had been drinking with all night and bring him back to the hotel room. My instinct was screaming, no, I don't know this man. A, and B, I don't want to stay up all night, because if I stay up all night, I will wake up and be grumpy and tired and miserable, and I am safely guarding my healing. I just got out of a relationship. I'm going through a breakup. And I had made that very clear to her, and she was too inebriated to understand that I needed a little bit of care in that moment and a little bit of sensitivity. And she got really mad at me because I would not allow him to stay in our hotel room. And she also kind of like then blamed me for making the weekend all about myself. And I can't help but surmise that that was because I had strict boundaries around my healing that she didn't really like. And I tried to be as kind as I could about it, but I just told her, I'm sorry. I don't feel safe having him spend the night, and I want to go to bed, and I am not going to stay up all night and fight with you. I'm going to go to sleep. And the next morning she slept all day and ended up leaving early from the trip. I'm sure that she didn't think I was a fun companion to have around, but that's okay because I am safely guarding my healing, even if it means I lose friends. Even if it means that people don't want to hang out with me anymore, or they don't think I'm fun anymore. I don't care about that. I am safely guarding my healing, end of story. And this leads me to my next tip as far as eliminating things that stress you out. Demote people. You don't have to cancel people from your life. I used to do that. I used to just cancel somebody if they bothered me and then never talk to them again. Stop making people CEOs in your life that should be secretaries or casual acquaintances. Stop giving people so much access to you and like telling them so much about your life story and like giving them so much space in your energy sphere that don't deserve it and that are not safely guarding your healing as well, that are not taking into account the fact that you just got out of a really long relationship, that you are going through a breakup, that you are vulnerable, and that you need somebody that cares about you and that can give you space to go through that breakup and that is considerate. If they are not, i.e. the friend I was with for the weekend, I'm okay not talking to her anymore. I'm okay taking a break. I'm not going to cancel her from my life. I hope that she's in my life still. I mean, I love her, but we're in different places right now. I am safely guarding my healing and I don't make apologies for that. And so she's getting demoted. I'm not canceling her. I'm just not making her the CEO. She can be the secretary until our life paths meet again and we're able to reconfigure our relationship. The last part of this, eliminate things that stress you out. Realize that your breakup gave you a miraculous radar that helps you pick up on negativity. Listen to your body, which is the next one. But realize that because you were in a relationship that dysregulated you, that probably made you self-abandon, that put you in a very bad way, you now have the converse of putting yourself in a good way and recognizing when someone is putting you in a bad way again, because you were just in a bad way for a very long time and you know exactly how it feels. So you have a clear-cut, fine-tuned radar now to tell when people are not good for you or when people are not on your same path or in your same wavelength. And you use that radar to eliminate things that stress you out. Your body will tell you when somebody is not safe. Your body will tell you when a practice or a habit is no longer serving you and it's re-wounding you because you just got out of it. And so you are very clear on what it feels like. Utilize that radar shrewdly and protect your peace. I also have a series available, the Breakup Cheat Sheet, and it has each and every video in chronological order. I linked that down below. If you want to watch the entire series, check me out over on YouTube. I have the entire course available for free.